Page 128, Dodi li va'ani lo haroeh, the words of Shir HaShirim, the words from the Song of Songs. Page 128.
Hariul Adonai kol haaretz, yitzchu v'ranenu v'zameu. Raise a shout to God, all the earth. Break into joyous songs of praise.
Ranenu v'zameru Zamru l'Adonai b'chinor v'chol zimra Zamru l'Adonai b'chinor v'chol zimra Adonai kol haaretz yitzchu ranenu v'zameru ranenu v'zameru ranenu v'zameru Zamru l'Adonai b'chinor v'chol zimra Zamru l'Adonai b'chinor v'chol zimra Yeah.
May God grant strength to our people and grant us the most important gift of all, the gift of peace. Page 137.
Adonaios, Le'amo yiten Adonai yevarech et amo. Adonaios, Le'amo yiten Adonai yevarech et amo.
So one thing I find really interesting about Judaism is our sanctifying time and what we do to acknowledge time, right? How do you make time holy? How do you acknowledge it? And this whole section that we're doing right now is Kabbalat Shabbat. It literally means the welcoming of Shabbat. And in order to welcome Shabbat, it's actually our job, right? Shabbat comes in whether we welcome it or not, whether we acknowledge it or forget it, Shabbat comes. But our liturgy, our prayers, our ancestors tell us we actually need to welcome it. And how do we welcome it? We welcome it by saying various psalms that talk about joy and power and relaxation. And it says there's a process. To welcome time, we actually have to prepare for it. We can't just come, for those of us that are making Shabbat dinners, we have to prepare for it. We can't just get there. If it's your birthday, the day is going to come whether you want it to or not. But if you prepare for a ceremony or you have a ritual, then you will, then it means more to you. So this whole section is about preparing for Shabbat. It's letting go our worries, our stress, our anxiety, our whatever from the rest of the week, and allowing ourselves to wash away and be open and ready for Shabbat, for a period of rest, joy, and relaxation. So on page 138, when we say Lecha Dodi, we go through this by the last verse. When we get to verse 9, when we stand up and we face the door and welcome the Shabbat spirit to come and join us, I ask you to think about, are you ready? Are you open? Are you prepared?
Lecha Dodi, page 138.
Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, עיני שבת, נקבלה. lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה,
Some of you are like, what are you doing? But you know you wanna. Whether you know what you're saying or not, music, it moves the soul, the spirit, and the body. It's about welcoming the Shabbat spirit and welcoming each other in our community. Some of you come every week. Some of you have never been here. Some of you haven't been here in a while. That being said, please go and introduce yourself to someone you don't know and welcome them.
That's what I was trying to communicate. No moving. I just wanted to confirm that, because if you hadn't, I would. Yeah, you good? Okay, we'll start. Page 140, everyone mics on. Yep.
שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. עלי עצור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וחינוך. שמחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך רנן. הגדלו מעשיך אדוני, ועוד עמקו מחשבותיך. איש בעל לא ידע, וכסיל לא יבין את זאת. צדיק כתמר יפרח, כארץ בלבנון יזכה. שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו. עוד ינמון בצבא, ושנים ורעננים יהיו. להגיד ישר אדוני, גבורי ולא עוולה תעבור.
On page 142, the words of Shalom Aleichem, these words, they accompany us as the angels accompany us throughout the week. May this week be filled with blessing, just as our Shabbat has been prepared and filled with blessing. So too, may this week be filled with blessing. And may we be amongst the angels who make it be so. Page 142.
שלום עליכם, מלאכי השרת, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך, מלאכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. כוחכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי
would you please come up and light our candles as we finish the Kabbalat Shabbat section, and in between, and as we move into the Mariv, the main part of the service, we invite Sue to light the candles. I invite everyone to stand, and as she lights the candles of Shabbat, again, think about what's that light going to represent for you right now, this Shabbat.
And so before we will light the candles of Shabbat, we take this opportunity also to light a memorial candle, recognizing all those who are unable to join us this Shabbat. Sue. Yeah, page 118. 18.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and into our lives. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen. Anyone would think you've done this before. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
But you know, last week I forgot it.
It happens. We remain standing, and we continue with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144.
יתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ועמד דברי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל.
בעגלה ובזמן קריב.
באמרו
אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקודשה
בריחו
לעם מן כל בחטא ושירתה
תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה.
באמרו
אמן.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Please be seated. We continue on page 148, reading together. Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhma potech sha'arim, uvitvunei mishanei tim, umechalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishperotehem barakir kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים. We continue on page 150.
אהבת עולם
אהבת עולם
בית ישראל
אהבת
אהבת עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות
תורה ומצוות קדושך.
לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד, שם כבוד, מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בעם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו הציצית הכנף בתיר תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
On the top of page 157, we read together in the English. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. On page 158.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, ידע אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו.
ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Page 160, the words of Hashkivenu, grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and raise us up, our sovereign, to life renewed.
השכיבנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לשלום ועמידנו, מלכנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך, והושיענו למען שמך, והושיענו למען שמך, והגן בעדנו והסר מעלינו ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם ועד עולם.
ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Blessed are you, eternal one, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. On page 162, the words of Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat. This is our covenant. Shabbat is our covenant for all time. Page 162.
ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותיהם ברית עולם.
בני ובין בני ישראל הוציא לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים
for the Amidah on page 164. I remind us we're saying the first three brachot together, and then we continue silently through page 180, and when you are done, you may be seated. And I'm going to call to everyone's attention the top of page 165. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you.
Adonai sefkai tiftach ufi yagid tehiratecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עושה ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב והושיע, משיב אורח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיים מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומיתון מלך, מלך במיתון חיה ומשמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
לרצון נמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי וגואלי, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer.
Israel.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו So our tradition teaches us not just to come and pray and not just to worship God with our words, but with our actions. And I've only recently joined this community and only recently learned about the amazing work of the community, but also specific individuals within the community. And in 2011, the Palti family founded the Cambodian Rural Student Trust, which they're going to talk about today, and we've got amazing gifts, and I'm going to invite Aviv up here in a moment to talk about it. But I want to say that when we say the words of the Shema and the Ve'ahavta, and we say, remember our teachings, you know, when we're in our home and when we're out in the world. And part of our teachings is to make this world a better place, not just for the Jewish people, not just here in Australia, but for all people. And when all people come together to help each other, we are all stronger because of it. And with that, I just want to invite Aviv and welcome Uri and to say to the family, we're going to hear some amazing people, but thank you for all the work that you have been doing over the last many, many numbers of years. So please come on up.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Cantor Michelle. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Aviv Palti. My father is here, Uri Palti. Unfortunately, my mother passed away 3 weeks ago, so it's still a bit raw. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about a legacy. It's the legacy of education and hope and inspiration that has been planted in our family for generations before. And our family was blessed enough to be able to establish an NGO, a non-government organisation in Cambodia in 2011. And it was completely by accident, to be frank with you. We have 2 daughters. My wife and I have 2 daughters. My wife is Michelle, unfortunately not here today. Our eldest daughter is Jess. Our youngest daughter is Steph. Steph was in year 9 at school. She was 14 years old. She wanted to volunteer with the school to go and build houses in Cambodia for disadvantaged Cambodian rural families. Unfortunately, she took her paperwork to school a day too late. The school principal said, there's a lesson in life. When your paperwork's late, you miss out. She came back home very upset that night because she had her heart intent on building homes for disadvantaged Cambodian families. And so we decided we'll make it a family mission. We'll go to Cambodia, and I'm not very good at building houses. I can't even put together IKEA furniture. So we decided, because we've got education in our family, we will teach English. And so 2 months later, 6 of us flew to Cambodia and taught English at a free English school in the countryside. Has anybody been to Cambodia? It's an amazing country with some wonderful, wonderful people. And what we found was that the students who we were teaching turned up at school at 6:30 in the morning to greet us when we arrived at 7. And we taught until 11 in the morning. And then we came back in the afternoon and taught from 2 in the afternoon until 7 o'clock at night. And hundreds of students came to school because this Australian family came and brought some lessons to them, and obviously our lessons were very exciting. My mother, just to fill in the gaps, was an educator. She was a school principal at 27. She was the director of Jewish Studies at King David School for many years, and then the principal of Shalom Aleichem School as well. And she ended up her career at Melbourne University and Monash University. And so education for us is something we always took for granted. But in Cambodia, the students who were teaching were the sons and daughters of the survivors of the Khmer Rouge. And the Khmer Rouge closed all the schools, closed the universities, burnt the books, and the results was an entire generation of uneducated Cambodians, illiterate Cambodians, and there was a generation that were the parents of our students, my generation. Yet they understood that without education, they will be having to work, use their body, not their mind, in the fields and on construction sites, fall ill frequently, die prematurely. So they sent their kids to school, and their kids turned up to see us at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. 60, 70 kids sitting in the class on the floor in front of us, looking through the barred windows. 2 years later, we traveled to Cambodia a number of times in those 2 years. We decided that to make what we do sustainable, we would establish an NGO. So we founded the Cambodia Rural Student Trust, NGO, in Siem Reap, Cambodia. We registered with the Interior Ministry, and we went back to that school with permission from the school director. We announced that we have a registered NGO, and if any student wants to come to town and finish their high school at a private school, which we'll fund, we will also then give them tuition to a bachelor degree at university. And we will teach them how to lead and manage the NGO, because we were not going to come and live in Cambodia, but we will teach them how to lead and manage an NGO. Fast forward since 2011 to today, over 183 students have been through CRST. We've got over 60 alumni, most of whom have now finished their master degrees. They've got some incredible jobs, working with government ministries, working with the United Nations, working with local international NGOs, educational institutions, and most importantly, becoming role models for the next generation, to understand that education will change your life. And let me show you how it's done. We've got with us today a few of our guests. We've got Saviet, who's going to be speaking to you for a few minutes about her background. Please join me. As well as Visna and Srenut. These are all current students of the Cambodia Rural Student Trust. They're spending 2 weeks here in Melbourne. We have a community event at the Caulfield Pavilion at Caulfield Park on Sunday at 3:30 if anybody wishes to join us. And these students really share a bit about what we do, about their lives, the contributions they make. Because we teach our students that education is for you, so you can help somebody else. You don't owe us anything, but your debt is paid back to society when you inspire other students to say, stay at school, you'll change your life as well. So let me introduce you to Saviet, and she'll share a bit about her life with you. And after that, we will hear from Visna and also Srenut a bit about the work that we do at the Cambodia Rural Student Trust.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for hosting me and our teams today. I'm so great that today I have a chance to share with you about my storytelling. Education is the greatest weapon to fight against social norm and global poverty. To educate a woman is to educate an entire generation. My name is Saviet, and I am delighted to share my remarkable journey with you today. Born into a family facing economic hardship, we often struggle to find enough food and lack a proper home. Yet, education and mentoring has been the key that unlocked my potential, giving me a self-belief and a clear direction to influence my family and my community. As the oldest of 3 siblings in rural Cambodia, I grew up in a small house made of palm leaves on an isolated plot gifted by my grandparents. The rainy season was the hardest. Storms destroyed our home, and we sometimes had to sleep in the rice field under a tent. My parents, rural farmers, worked tirelessly, but their income was barely enough to cover our expenses. My father often walked 10 kilometers daily to earn less than $4 as a construction worker. To help my family, I collected cans and recyclable items on my way to school to sell with small amount of money. Though it wasn't much, It allowed me to support my family while continuing my studies. Despite our struggle, my parents prioritized education, even borrowing money from the bank to build a better house after years of hardship. When I was in secondary school, I faced the judgment from the villagers who believe girls should marry instead of study. Some mocked my family effort, questioning whether our income could support my education. Their words hurt deeply, but they deepened my resolve. I committed to breaking the cycle of poverty in my family, believing I am the driver of my destiny. In 2018, a friend introduced me to the Cambodia Rural Student Trust, CRST. I passed the first stage of their selection process. However, I failed the interview, disappointed but undeterred. I spent 2 years volunteering in my community, teaching the children the Khmer alphabet, English, and basic math. I believe in the power of education to inspire others and continue to improve myself through hard work. In 2020, I applied to CRST again. This time, I passed all 3 stages and became a member. That day marked a milestone toward my dreams and my parents' dreams. CRST transformed my life, providing mentorship, knowledge, and opportunities to growth. I learned teamwork, communication, and leadership skills. Today, I am the manager of Project T Trees for Life, the assistant manager at Project T Empowering Girls, and a team member of CRST Senior Leadership Team. CRST rapidly turned my life around. In just 4 years, I went from collecting recyclable items to leading world-class NGO projects. Through Project T, I teach vital women's health education and distribute reusable hygiene kits to rural girls, empowering them about education. The title teacher, so highly respected in my community, motivates me to contribute even more. The villager who once looked down on my family now respect us because of my work. I have become a social leader, empowering thousands of rural girls and planting thousands of fruit trees to support impoverished families and their environments. Each act of service, no matter how small, create a ripple effect, improving countless lives. I'm also pursuing a bachelor degree in international relations at one of the Cambodia top universities, where I'm taught by professional Khmer and foreign professors. CRST has shaped me into a leader, equipped to support my family and serve as a role model for my community. Through education, I gained the tools to view the world differently and try meaningful change. Becoming a CRST student has been the most important turning point in my life. Every experience and lesson equips me to uplift my family and develop my society. With the support of education and mentoring, I knew I can achieve and inspire others to do the same. I would like to invite you to join our journey, the journey of education, empowerment, inspiration, and bringing change to those in need. Changing a student life through CRST is the great far-reaching ripple effect in many rural lives across Cambodia. Thank you so much for paying attention.
Thank you. English is a second language, coming from rural, disadvantaged background to standing here in Melbourne at TBI. You couldn't even script it for Hollywood if you tried. I'd like to invite Srenut and Visna to share with you in just a few minutes a little bit about CRST, the Cambodia Rural Student Trust. So the NGO is based in Siem Reap. We're a registered charity here in Australia with the Australian Charities Commission, and also registered in the United States for 5031C, which is the equivalent of fundraising organisations. And we're very blessed that although our family started the organisation with our own funds for the first several years, we've since then been able to scale up through either donations from individuals or corporates, and be able to take on, in addition to the education we provide our students, 6 educational social enterprises which we created, each answering a need in rural Cambodia to support students' education, including some of the projects you'll hear about from these students. So I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you so much Viv, for your warm introduction. And it's a very honor to share with you a few details about our incredible NGO. CRST is built on 3 pillars: education, empowerment, and inspiration. We receive the best education at high school and university, and with extensive mentoring from our founder as we lead and manage the NGO. We then support and inspire thousands small rural students to follow our footprints and see that education is key to empowerment and a life full of opportunity. Being a student, lead and manage the organization. Each of our university students holds multiple roles in the NGO and our educational social enterprise projects. We are led by a senior leadership team, a junior leadership team, and each of our departments and projects has a manager and team members. We rotate annually between our roles, and we receive daily mentoring as we gain practical hand-on experiences in leadership, management, effective communication, and so much more. We are mentored to follow our 5-step process to promote our empowerment and ensure that we continually to improve our personal and social development and outcomes. Dream big, plan, act, correct, and continue.
We are taught that we are Cambodia's future leader, and it is our responsibility to help lead our community and develop our country. We are given a hand up, not a hand out, and we are given incredible opportunities to support other thousands rural students to stay at school so that education can change their life too. Our educational social enterprise projects include Project B, Bicycles for Education, which we distribute and repair hundreds of bicycles for rural students, enabling them to go to school. Project G, Empowering Girls, which we educate about reproductive system, gender equality, and we distribute beautiful and long-lasting menstruation kits to high school girls, to over 6,000 high school girls every year. Project L, Light for Education, which we distribute thousands of solar body study lights to rural students, enabling them to study and read after that. Project W, Wash for Education, which we manage the installation of water filtration system, rubbish incinerator, and toilets, support education of thousands of students. Project T, Trees for Life, which last year we planted over 5,000 trees in these late villages and Siem Reap city.
As you can see, our 3 pillars of education, empowerment, and inspiration create a far-reaching ripple effect, impacting thousands of lives in Cambodia. I am so proud to be a member of this amazing NGO, and thank you so much for hosting us so we can share this journey with you. I would like to close with a quote from Empowered, A New Generation of Leaders, a book written by our co-founder, Aviv, which was written just a few months ago. CRST is the stories of young adults breaking their family's poverty cycle and breaking themselves and empowering themselves from poverty to middle class in just a few years. It's the story of humanity converging on our commonality, not our differences, as we inspire the next generation of social leaders in Cambodia to lead with vision, passion, compassion, and commitment. Thank you so much for opening your heart and joining us on this journey. On behalf of all the students at CRST, we deeply appreciate you hosting us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So there you have it, the brief version of what we do. If you want to find out some more, if you Google Cambodia Rural Student Trust or crst.org, you'll be able to get some more information. And thank you again for the opportunity this evening.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, all of you. Incredibly inspiring. Right there, you've inspired all of us. You know, this week's Torah portion, we talk about Bishalach. You know, God sent us to go and on different journeys. And we talk about, you know, I'm thinking Neely's not here. She must be so proud. She must be so proud to watch this, to see this, and somewhere knowing that it's continued. You know, we talk about carrying on legacies from parents to children to grandchildren, but carrying on the legacies in other places with other people's, you know, like what a gift, what an absolute gift. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you. Please be seated. Actually, no, please remain standing. Everyone, please rise and turn to page 586 for the Aleinu, 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת כתורה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם.
On page 592. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people that I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live on in your eyes and not on in your mind. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands and letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. At this time in the service, we acknowledge and remember Monique Marcuse, who passed away, whose funeral is going to be on Monday. In Shloshim, we remember Joseph Spring, Joel Nathan, Rabbi Michael Fox, Jack Seton, Neely Palti, Hannah Hellman, Emily Josephs, Robert Allen Sachs, Eva Markov, and Charles Tepperman. The outsides of those in our community, we remember Kate Abrahams, Ilsa Abrams, Mary Barnett, Oleg Begleter, Henry Bliss, Louis Kahn, Henry Donenfeld, Mary Dunn, Gerald Dunn, Dylan Evans, Annie Feinberg, Frida Hammerman, Ronald Graham Hurd, Michael Herman, Manfred Heyman, Mimi Jacob, Sabia Jarari, Campbell Jordan, Atita Levine, Robert Lind, Abraham Harry Lipman, Walter Monash, Max Opat, David Rich, Tom Rosauer, Felix Schalkman, Raymond Shama, Ron Sharp, Evelyn Sharp, Maurice Slonim, Robin Starr, Nellie Boldingstar, Harvey Strager, Paul Verney, and Helena Wolf. If there is anyone else mourning or observing yahrzeit in our community, please say their name aloud or in your hearts as my eyes pass yours. We also remember those innocents in Israel, Middle East, and around the world, and all of those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. On page 598, the Kaddish Atom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קדושה ברכו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה. דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיים, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל בני אדם, ואמרו אמן. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. Please be seated. I'm going to invite our cantor to introduce the people that we've got up here today. What a gift
Yes,
and a
it's
pleasure.
an opportunity for us to say welcome to a few people, both Cantor Melanie Cooperman, who's coming from Rye, New York, just around the corner from where I worked in Stamford, Connecticut for a number of years, and is joining us tonight, maybe even next week if we can twist her arm. It is lovely to have you join us this evening. Welcome, and her husband, hey, there you are, wave at everyone, right? Make them feel welcome. And Danielle Carey, who's been joining us for a couple of weeks, is joining our team on a regular basis, has been cantoring as a cantorial soloist in Bentley quite regularly for some time now, and has joined our team here. It's just lovely to have you on board. And so... Yep.
I'm blanking on your name. Rabbi. Rabbi, I know you wanted to be a Jew in the pew. What's that? Thank you, Rabbi David Sandmill, coming as the president of the ICCJ, the International Council of Christians and Jews. Sorry, David just totally blanked right there. But it's great to have you here. It's amazing work that you did over the week, bringing people over together, Christians and Jews, coming and having incredible conversations, discussion. I think everyone who went there was left feeling inspired and motivated to work together. So thank you for all the work that you've done. Sorry to highlight you right here. You know, you try to be anonymous, but it's wonderful you're here to join us here tonight, which is great. A couple of really quick things, because I know you want to go to Kiddush and go to dinner. This week, on Wednesday, Cantor Lalum is going to be leading a mystical Tu B'Shvat Seder. If you don't know what it is, come. If you do know what it is, come. It's an experience. It's definitely an experience. So that will be absolutely amazing.
Everyone guaranteed to levitate before the end of the Seder. Guaranteed.
The other thing, put in your diaries the 6th of March. It's a Thursday. On the 6th of March, we are incredibly privileged to have the UIA Progressive Trust is bringing out Major General Noam Tibon and his wife Gali to come and speak to us. I don't know if any of you have heard, but his son Amir is a well-known journalist for Haaretz, and they lived in Kibbutz Nachal Oz, and I remember speaking to him at the WPJ conference right before October 7th. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. His story is incredible. His life is amazing. We are incredibly honored to be able to have them come here and speak to us. So please Come, bring your friends. It's going to be amazingly inspirational. Thursday night, the 6th of March. Purim's coming. There's just so much going on. Pay attention to your emails. If you're not on an email list, let us know. And without further ado, Kiddush, we're going to do it in the back or here?
Happy to do it at the back. I do want to emphasize that many of you are aware that the yellow ribbons have been a recognition of waiting impatiently to see the hostages returned to Israel. The orange ribbons that you will see increasingly throughout our community and around the world recognize the symbol of October 7th, which has been the Bibas family. And so that the red-headed children, the baby, 8-month-old baby who was taken hostage, who unfortunately we don't know if the children are alive. The husband was returned this week, but the wife and the 2 children, who are now 2 and 5, the orange ribbons that you will see are a recognition that we do not forget them.
And also, there's actually a worldwide movement going on starting this week. They call it #OrangeRevolution, even though that refers back to something a while ago with Ukraine. But they're basically saying not only is it remembering the Bibas family, but it's actually a statement to say we're not standing idly by. Kidnapping children is not okay. Like in any way, shape, or form, whatever you think you're fighting for, kidnapping children should not be acceptable, and we should not turn our backs on that. So,
on that cheerful note,
let's talk about the joy when we have. And
if you come to the back of the
Motzi,
hall,
come and join us in the back for Kiddush.
If you'll come to the back of the hall, you'll find the red is wine, the white is grape juice. In the middle, there is the fruit of. Well, it's not really barley. I'm not really quite sure what we have today, but we have something a little bit stronger. Don't let your children accidentally make the mistake. As we join together in the words of Kiddush, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam porei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher גירשנו במצוותיו ורצה בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחיל לנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי באנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ Shabbat Shalom and Betavot. Pull, take it, go, pull. Shabbat Shalom, bon appétit.